Meanwhile, a new report says that Pakistan will be the first target of the ISIS Khorasan. This report quotes an ISIS leader saying that they will first destroy Pakistan. Now, we cannot confirm that report, and we say it won't even come to that. You don't need the ISIS Khorasan to destroy Pakistan. They will do it themselves. Pakistan is on self-destruct mode. The economy is tanking. Elon Musk, you would know, has more money now than Pakistan's GDP. The currency is weakening, debts are mounting, the IMF is rejecting their loans, radicalism is on the rise, Islamists are running riot, and the army may be planning another coup. There are strong indications that the Pakistan army could overthrow the puppet prime minister they installed. It's been the buzz for a while now, and we've been reporting for weeks how civil-military relations in Pakistan have been decaying. The government and the army are at odds. They're fighting over some key appointments, like the chief of the ISI, the Inter-Services Intelligence, Pakistan's rogue spy agency. Imran Khan wanted to retain the current chief. Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid, that's his name. He's a loyalist. He helped Imran Khan win the 2018 election. He was also pivotal in recent interactions with the Taliban. So General Hamid is Imran Khan's man. But the army considered him an institutional liability, a threat to their political arrangement, a man leaning more towards the government than the army. So the generals decided to replace him. Imran Khan protested. He did not approve of the army's choice. For at least a month, he stalled this appointment. He refused to sign a notification confirming the appointment of a new chief. Well, eventually he relented because the fear of a backlash was too strong. So last week, the army's choice prevailed. Lieutenant General Nadeem Anjum was finally appointed as the new ISI chief. Nadeem Anjum. His appointment may have ended the army's tussle with Imran Khan for the moment, but the crisis, we say, is not over. Far from it. Because what Imran Khan has done is interfere in military promotions, a domain that the Pakistan army has fervently guarded. Nobody in Pakistan, not even the Prime Minister, or should I say especially not the Prime Minister, gets away by humiliating the army like this. We know how this ends. Imran Khan should know how this ends. Well, here's a quick recap of Pakistani history for him. In the year 1972, a year after the secession of East Pakistan as Bangladesh, or the liberation of Bangladesh, Pakistani Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto dismissed 2 military chiefs. 4 years later, in 1976, he forcefully retired 7 army generals. 1 year later, 1977, there was a coup. Pakistani Army Chief General Zia-ul Haq overthrew the government of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. The Prime Minister was sent to the gallows in Rawalpindi. He was executed in 1979. 2 decades later, another Prime Minister tried interfering in the military's affairs. His name is Nawaz Sharif. In 1999, he tried appointing the ISI director as the army chief and relieved General Pervez Musharraf of his duties. Within 17 hours of Nawaz Sharif's attempt, Musharraf staged a coup. He took control of all government institutions. He placed the leadership under house arrest. He assumed the role of the President of Pakistan. Cut to 2021, Imran Khan tried sustaining his loyalist as the ISI chief. He tried to go against the will of the army. So here's the question. Will the current army chief, Qamar Javed Bajwa, do to Imran Khan what Zia did to Bhutto and Musharraf did to Nawaz Sharif? Also, can he do the same? You see, the Pakistan army is still very powerful. But the constitution of Pakistan has changed. So the army can carry out a coup. But giving it constitutional legitimacy is going to be tough. Let me explain this. Both Zia-ul Haq and Pervez Musharraf were able to get the Pakistani Supreme Court to legitimize their coup. But Bajwa may not be able to do that. Because in 2010, there was a constitutional amendment in Pakistan. The court no longer has the power to legitimize a coup. The Constitution of Pakistan now says that anyone who aids or legitimizes a coup shall be held guilty of treason, punishable by a death penalty. Now, I'm not sure the army cares very much about the Constitution. It exercises all kinds of extra constitutional powers. But they like the facade of legitimacy. So here's the other option to get rid of Imran Khan for them. They will use their stooges, extremist and radical outfits. They will use them to destabilize the government of Imran Khan. And this won't be a first for them. The army is experienced in this field. In the 1970s, the army used the Pakistan National Alliance, a radical religious outfit, to destabilize the government of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. In the 1980s, the army funded the Islamic Democratic Alliance against the government of Benazir Bhutto. It's 2021. Another extremist outfit is on the loose. It's called the Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan, TLP. It has been running riot for weeks, seeking the expulsion of the French ambassador. They've held the government hostage. They've now struck a deal brokered by the army. The Tehreek-e-Labbaik has been delisted, or is going to be delisted. Islamabad has lifted its ban on the organization, some reports say. The protests have stopped. But it's a precarious peace. There's no guarantee if this peace will hold. It all depends on how happy Imran Khan keeps the army. I say this because the Tehreek-e-Labbaik owes its very existence to the Pakistani military. In 2018, it was brought to the mainstream by the Pakistani military. Why? To destabilize the PMLN government through protests and blockades. 3 years later, the kind of violence this outfit is indulging in makes it amply clear that it has been instructed to do so. There is no mistaking the army's hand behind their actions. Imran Khan should be a worried man today. For a prime minister who is believed to have been selected and installed by the army, he has clearly overplayed his hand. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.